In today's video, we're checking out a guitar that's full of mojo. This is the Gibson SG Tribute. Now, I reviewed the Les Paul a little while back and it was an awesome guitar, and I think this might be the best value SG from Gibson that you can get, considering the tone, the price, and also all of the features. We'll get into that in just a moment. Before we get into it, a huge thanks to Sky Music for the loan of this. I don't get to keep it, no money's changed hands, and I'll be driving this back right after this video's been shot. So if it's helpful, please leave a thumbs up. I'll timestamp everything down in the description box below. Here we go. Here's the Gibson SG Tribute up close. Now, the biggest point of difference between this and some of the higher end models is that we get a satin nitrocellulose lacquer finish. So it's got more of a smooth feel to it than that high gloss feel, and the same goes for the neck. And this neck feels fantastic in the hand. If you're a fan of satin necks like I am, you'll get a kick out of this. While this is your typical mahogany body electric guitar, it's extremely light. This is one of the lightest guitars I've ever played. Let's take a look at the fretboard here. So we get a Graphtec nut, we get acrylic dot inlays, 22 medium jumbo frets, and these feel awesome under the fingers. No complaints whatsoever. The fret edges also feel very nice. When it comes to the electronics, we get two humbucker pickups. There's no coil tap or split coil modes. It's a straight up two humbucker electric guitar. We get a 490R in the neck and a 490T. Now, these pickups seem to get a hard time for some reason. Some people think they're not that bright, and I'll cover that in this video. I think these pickups have more than enough top end. We get a typical three-way toggle switch. This allows us to switch between either neck pickup or bridge pickup on their own, or both with the toggle switch in the center. Down over here, we get two volume controls and two tone controls. Here's the headstock up close. We get the standard Gibson Deluxe tuners. These aren't locking or anything like that, just the standard ones, and they do a fine job. Let's get into it with some clean tones, and I'm plugged into the Artist Tweak Tone 20 on the clean channel. We're gonna start on the neck pickup. I'll go over to both and then bridge pickup. Here we go. As you can hear, the clean tones sound great, but most people buying an SG will want to play with a little bit of gain. So I've dialed up the overdrive channel now on the Artist Tweak Tone. I'm going to start on the bridge pickup and then go over to neck. Let's try a bit of lead and higher gain tones now, starting on the bridge pickup, and then we'll go over to neck. Up next, we're going to test out the dynamics of the volume control. This is when you turn down, does the guitar and amplifier sound clean up? And in this case, it does. Have a listen. Alright, let's wrap this video up. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of this Gibson SG Tribute, starting with what I like about it. So I love the finish. I love the fact that we don't get a red and super high gloss body and super high gloss neck. The satin finish feels good in the hand, and I much prefer this over that sort of bog standard red finish that you see on every SG. So if you're like me and you've never been a huge fan of that, then you'll probably get a kick out of this. The pickups sound great, both clean and dirty. They do have quite a bit of output, so even if you are playing clean, once you get over to that bridge pickup, you're going to hear it break up a little bit on your valve amp if you're playing a valve or tube amp. So just keep that in mind. But overall, man, the pickups and overall feel of this guitar, fantastic. I'm gonna cover two things about this guitar that I'm not a huge fan of, and you can make your mind up whether or not this is a deal breaker for you. But being that most SGs are neck heavy, this one's no exception, right? So yeah, it is neck heavy. If you want an SG that doesn't have any neck dive, this won't be the one for you. Secondly, the neck pickup is extremely low. I don't think I've seen an SG where the neck pickup is sitting almost flush to the plastic pick guard. Now, I'll let the guys at the shop know, and if this isn't right, odds are they'll probably adjust it, but it's definitely worth mentioning, and I'll show you a close-up of that on screen. I think the pros far outweigh the cons. This is one of the lightest electric guitars I've ever picked up. It's even lighter than my Flying V, which is by far the lightest guitar in my collection. So if you're looking for an extremely comfortable guitar to play, something nice and light, I think the positives far outweigh the negatives. And if you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. Thanks to Sky Music for the loan of this, and I'll catch you soon. See ya.